Jeffree Star has been in so much drama lately it's not funny. He's constantly getting exposed, so he decided today to turn the tables and swift people's attention to a drama that makes him look like the good guy. He had recently exposed Estee Lauder on an Instagram post stating, "Scrolling through my phone and found these pics from a collab I was gonna do in 2017 with Glam Glow for a face mask. Sadly, Estee Lauder, who owns them, tried to make me sign a contract and silence me from saying anything negative about any brand they owned in my reviews. I ended up cancelling the collab. What I want you to take from my experience is never compromise who you are for any amount of money, ever. Even though I love the brand, the bigger picture of the owners trying to silence me was so insulting and disrespectful. It still bothers me to this day." Now, Estee Lauder has yet to comment on this drama. It also makes you question, who are the other influencers who have been sponsored by Estee Lauder in the past? And did they comply with Estee Lauder's brand rules and get that huge hefty paycheck? Saucy, saucy. Now, in more Jeffree Star related news, a YouTuber whose name is Ashlyn Duffy, he also goes by the name of Necromantic, Dwayne Johnson, Young Brick, etc. Well, he recently decided to lie about being a victim of Darby Vanity, Jeffree Star, and that whole crew back in the day when they were touring. So a quick briefing for those of you who don't know, Darby Vanity, who was a MySpace star like Jeffree Star, and a singer in a band that toured with Jeffree, did an insane amount of unspeakable things with minors a decade ago. And Jeffree allegedly knew things and witnessed things, but didn't report Darby's actions to the police. Well, this new upcoming YouTuber, Ashlyn Duffy, crafted a story to get his name out there on YouTube with the hopes of launching to fame. He basically said that he was in a band that toured with Warped Tour, and that he witnessed things that Darby and Jeffree allegedly did. Unfortunately for him, this has backfired, and he is now infamous for this careless act. Not only did he lie about being a victim, he also used his video to promote his music career. The video he had uploaded has since been deleted. Now, his stories on Darby Vanity, Jay, and other bands including Jeffree Star were investigated and proved to be made up, and this was all exposed by a Twitter user. His name is Dwayne Johnson II. Dwayne has many aliases. Here is a video of Dwayne using his given name. Oh look, Ash Duffy now has a clothing line. Says Beastly in green on the right chest plate, which is my clothing company. I just discovered this on Poshmark. Dwayne Johnson, Ash Duffy, Young Brick, yet no one knows him that was in the business. Suspish. Another Twitter investigator stated, "I can confirm from the band through the eyes of the Ashlyn Duffy, aka Young Brick, was never in their band lineup, which means someone edited these wiki pages only for them to be deleted again." Here the Twitter user had emailed the brand saying, "Good morning, plus I hope you are well. I run a YouTube channel, plus currently am looking into this Darby Vanity situation. A person called Ashley Duffy, or Young Brick, Ashlyn Duffy, has come forward with his side of things that he claims he witnessed whilst on the Warped Tour. As far as I'm aware, through the eyes of the toured on the Warped Tour. The only thing I can find on Ashlyn Duffy is a wiki page, placing him as an ex-guitarist in 2010, which, if correct, through the eyes of the that toured on this Warped Tour in 2010. Please excuse me for asking these questions. I'm just trying to piece this all together to see if any of this correlates. I do not like to think ill of anyone or that they lie, but I'd like to find some truth or untruths. Could you please confirm if any of this in my message is correct or not? Thank you for taking your time to read this." They replied, "We've never even heard of that person before. We never did Warped Tour. We can confirm that story is absolutely fabricated. Have a nice day." Duffy even made up rumours that Jeffree was putting out some sort of hit on him, all because a pink car pulled up outside of his place the other day. Here we can see Ash messaging his friend stating, "Can you believe it? That's one. There's too many. Oh, I believe. People can be sick. TV hosts. People that were on the real world. Just weird as shit. Jeffree had someone pull up to my house last night too. I'm positive it was Jeffree. Are you sure? Why not report it? They pulled up 6 deep in an Escalade that was half pink because they were really scared and pulled up, and I walked straight to their window. TF? No that when I walked up to the window, I punched it, they backed up and left. I did not break the window. They are really hard, lol, and tempered. But who else would pull up in a pink Escalade, lol." So another Twitter user managed to get in touch with the band that Duffy said that he was in when talking about the allegations with Darby Vanity and Jeffree Star. "Hey, sorry to bother you guys, but I was wondering if you recognise this guy. His name is Ash Duffy, and he claims to have previously been the guitarist for your band. Is this correct? There's something off about his demeanour, and I wanted to fact check the information before sharing it. Thank you. This guy was never in our band, and nobody in our band even knows who this guy is. Thank you for your response." And then someone dug up this. Dude says he was sued by the band he was involved with in 2011 for breaking contract / jumping brands, but he was really in jail for in possession at this point in his timeline. So that clearly debunks all the rumours. This dude was an inmate while Jeffree Star was touring a decade ago. People were even commenting on his video about how his story just wasn't adding up. So genuinely curious why your timeline doesn't add up at all. You claim that Jeffree got Darby signed. Darby was never signed. Jeffree was actually broke while he was stuck in a terrible deal with Akon. You claim Darby was living in LA at a time when he was living in Arizona. Also curious as to why no one in Through the Eyes of the Dead knows who you are, because I'm homies with a few of them and they've said they've never met you in their lives. Darby is a and needs to be in jail. But this whole video is a clout chase filled with fake information, which is exactly why Darby has gotten away with it for so long, as people have tried to be associated with it when they have nothing to do with it, as an attempt to get clout. This is fake as F. He also admitted that he was broke 3 days ago when responding to H3 podcast giveaway, and him being broke clearly just reinforces the idea that he wanted to make money off this situation by making up false accusations to get clout. #help, H3H3 Productions. We are flat broke now. My fam is musicians, and we can't make any money. I hate every day. I hope we win. Bless you, Papa. Now, going back to Duffy's video he had made, things weren't even adding up in his comments section when people were asking him questions. Thank you for speaking out and not being scared. I'm sorry you had to witness anything like this. I'm praying now that we can get him locked away forever. Well, thank God I never had to witness actual abuse. I just witnessed a creep dancing around my scene, and then later on found out he was such a monster. They said everything back in the day for shock reasons. I didn't know about the actual abuse charges until you did, dumb f***. All I knew is that everybody said they did this kind of thing, but you can't report a crime until you see a crime. It's called perjury or falsifying a police report. I'm simply giving credence to the fact that everybody knew it was going on, and we tried to stay as far away from people like that as possible at the time, and then later on we find out that he was an actual rapist. And now we're letting people know what we all knew. Well, maybe I am, and hopefully more. Please do a collab with Repzilla and Pastel Bell. I'm not looking for recognition. I don't like attention. I just want truth brought to light. Did Jeffree drink? I don't know. I remember him smoking and shit, but I didn't hang out with him. He was just around at similar parties and stuff. Now, Creepshow Art, who is one of the most onto it drama channels out there, reported on this situation not long ago, and not long after she spoke out, she received a heck ton of messages from Necromantic, aka Duffy, where he was defending himself, and yet again, things just aren't adding up. Didn't realise this guy DM'd me when I was sleeping. Note that he is now stating because his lies were called out, and he has no excuse as to why the band he claimed to be doesn't know who he is, and has given 3 separate stories, that criticising him is now silencing victims. He had messaged Creepshow saying, "In what world do you think I'm monetised and doing this for money? What money? I've countless victims telling me their stories, and it's sad and horrible. I cannot believe a collective group of people want to silence someone that doesn't want attention at all, and has repeatedly asked for it not to come my way. I don't need YouTube clout. My God, this is gross. All these victims and stories now are going to be nullified because of your popularity and decision to not ask me, but upload a video trying to discredit someone on your side. I can show you how little I care about YouTube and its clout. I will now have to pass this info off to other people who they do not trust. I turned down Chris Hansen. I have not tried to gain attention, and I actually tried to delete all my old music on the page before I uploaded, but you can't if your music is verified. So the distribution company keeps shit left up. I left 2 videos up, and then the Jeffree and Darby ones, and the rest are because of the digital distribution company. I'm not monetized and don't need to or want any clout. You should consider how many people came out due to my video. What makes you think that you can corroborate or not corroborate with what I'm saying? These victims are now terrified, and their voices will be heard through one platform or another. You hurting me is hurting a plethora of girls and guys in my DMs. Please understand that I respect your opinion and the fact that you have it, but you must understand how bad these people are hurting, and I want to send them to bigger YouTubers. You were on my mind at one point, but now obviously I can't. In Creepshow, I have one victim that gave me permission to share their story that you're silencing, so thanks a lot. I'm sure this trans person really appreciates it too. Now, going off that last message, even if he was contacting real victims and sharing their stories in his video, this makes things even worse, because they are putting their trust into him whilst he is lying and making false allegations about the people who actually committed these crimes and witnessed them. And just to clarify, the trans person he mentioned was a witness, not a victim. Now, this guy Duffy is just a mess. His music is genuinely horrible. All the clout in the world wouldn't make people stop and listen to this crap. One of his songs is even called Clout, and I mean, need I say any more? Now, my overall thoughts on this situation is that it's just extremely dodgy. It's literally so easy to search someone up online and find out information about them. Most musicians get credited for doing work, so in hindsight, I don't think he planned on everyone believing his allegations. I think this man's plan was just to get clout. He inserted himself into a sensitive situation to try and appear to be a good guy who claims he sticks up for victims. He knew he was eventually going to get exposed, but by that point he would have already gotten the clout that he so desperately wanted. He probably thinks that there's going to be a few new people who will stick around and follow him and believe him, and the rest of the clout will just give him attention, because as the old saying goes, all publicity is good publicity. Well, in his eyes anyway. All this just to promote his non-existent music career. He mentioned in his deleted video an NDA, and this is a super easy lie he came up with to ensure people couldn't question him and further debunk these allegations. That's all for this investigation. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. My social media will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in our next investigation.